Well, the first thing I ask you is, what's your game plan? Like, what path are you taking and why?
So, it's gonna be Nuna. So, if I remember correctly, this game I went down towards bot and started leash because I wanted path towards top because I want to play for red orbs this game.
Okay.
So I'm going to full clear my bot side. I should full clear my top side here, and then go try and gank top, and then play for skull.
Okay. Um. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not confident on Kale. She is a melee champion before level 6, but I believe she still gives range orbs. I'm not sure on that.
She's like Nara in the situation of if she is pre-6, she gives red. If she's not, then she gives range.
Okay. Okay. Even still, I would recommend against ganking Kale. If let me think. Hold on. Yeah, I would recommend against ganking Kale. Even so, because she's Kale. So the way that Kale lanes usually work out. So this is your knowledge of lane matchups. The way Kale lanes usually work out is that they're just weak. They're so weak until they get level 6. Even level 6, they're not that strong. But they're really weak before level 6. So they usually just they cannot push the wave against like Mord. She cannot push it against them. She cannot trade with Mord. So she's going to play pretty passively in the early game, which means Mord will like naturally just shove the wave into her. So a lot of times, by the time you go top, Kale will just be farming under her tower. So it's pretty hard to gank her unless you tower dive her, which is an option. You know, to be fair, that is an option. But generally speaking, it's pretty hard in lower elos to tower dive. So that's the reason I wouldn't recommend ganking Kale. The red orbs is definitely a big plus though. I do notice that yes, you're going red Kayn, and bot lane is double ranged, so that is a factor. But I would recommend you what do you call it? I would recommend that getting the wrong form is not the end of the world, especially early game, because the early game orbs you get are not that big. Like you get more orbs as the game goes on. So like your first ganking like bot lane, getting blue orbs, that's not the end of the world. And even if you get blue form first, that's also not the end of the world. Like you can wait for your form in a lot of games. Like you'll have time. It's fine. It's fine. So just telling you to at least change the mentality of. No, I don't want to say change the mentality. Sometimes ganking for the orbs. Like let's say top lane is instead of Kale, let's change the champion. Let's change it to maybe like
Renekton.
Gangplank or yeah, okay, Renekton. You know, then I think your plan is better because you know Renekton Mord is going to fight a lot. There's a good chance. It's hard to say who pushes that one. Like it depends how they play. So there's a good chance you can get a gank up there and you get your red orbs, right? Compared to if you go bot, you'll just get blue. So if both lanes look pretty similar, like bot lane and top lane, then yeah, I usually prefer the melee lane, right? For the red orbs. But like I said, just because in this game, it's Kale. Kale usually is sitting under her tower, so you probably don't want to plan to gank her, at least early game or on the first clear. That's why. What were the other reasons you said you were starting blue buff? I'm guessing you said blue buff, right?
Yeah, we'll blue buff.
Yeah. Why else did you say you wanted to start blue buff?
Because I'm matching the Nunu's clear.
You're matching Nunu's clear, and why do you think Nunu starts red buff?
Because he starts leash usually. Generally, with pathing, Nunu starts leash.
I understand because I think you're in silver, right? So silver, most junglers start bot side. So I can understand your reasoning and what do you call it? There's two ways to think about this game. There's the way the game should be played. So like in higher elos, they don't all just start bot. Like there's more thinking to it than that. So that's more like how the game should be played, and then how the game is played. Like so, in your elo, it's probably I agree. He probably is going to start bot.
Right.
But the way the game should be played. Let's see. Well, for Nunu, it's hard to say. Nunu is a can be an unpredictable jungler, because he can pretty much gank anywhere, or he can gank at level 2, level 3. Like he can do a lot of things. You really can't predict him too well. But one way to try, is you try to put yourself in Nunu's shoes. Okay, so now and we were talking about Kayn, right? Let's try to pretend we are Nunu now.
Yeah.
If you're Nunu, where do you want to go? And actually, it looks like, unfortunately for you, it looks like he can go anywhere. He can go top because Kale's gonna get pushed in, right? So Mortar will be pushing, so he can go top. He should not go top though, in my opinion, because Kale doesn't do anything. Like she doesn't do much in the gank, so there's a good chance Mort can live anyways. Like it'll be wasted time for the Nunu, but he can maybe like born Mort's flash or something. So in the higher yellow, I would think he's not going top. Mid lane, he can always go mid lane. Because Malzahar is like has no dashes, right? So the only defense Malzahar has, he has 2 defenses. Malzahar can silence Nunu, and Malzahar has the passive, right? The spell shield, which is decent. But I mean, there's a good chance Alawi breaks the spell shield too, like with a Q or something. So that's okay. But Alawi doesn't really follow up ganks very well. Alawi's like very immobile, so that's not looking that great. Then we look bot lane. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm just looking at every lane and then thinking, which lane does Nunu want to gank? I do it for you too, like for Kayn. I was saying, should you want to go gank Kale? I said no. Now we're doing it for Nunu. So bot lane looks pretty good for Nunu because Jinx, Nautilus, they don't really have that much mobility. I mean, Nautilus has his hook, like he can hook the wall. That's okay. But Jinx doesn't really have much mobility. She can throw traps in Nunu's path. That's probably her best bet. That's her only real option because when Nunu is in the snowball, he can't be slowed, right? So her W doesn't work really on Nunu. So her only option is to throw the traps. And she also has Nautilus to peel, so they have a decent chance. But Lux has good CC too. So if I were the Nunu, I would be looking bot lane. So you should keep that in your mind. That again, I'm telling you this is as a higher elo player. So in your mind, in my mind as the Kayn, I would be worried about my bot lane getting ganked by Nunu. So there are things you can do about that. Like you can drop early wards in the bot river. You look at the bot river. There's 2 entrances, right? You see, you want to move your mouse over to the bot river.
Yeah.
There's that you can ward it right there, like early, like level 1. You can or right here, because Nunu can choose either of these paths and then go gank bot at level 2 or at level 3. He has those options available to him. So as the Kayn, I would ward one of these, thinking that Nunu might gank bot lane. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So let's go back to Kayn now. So you wanted to path top. I recommend against that because of Kale. So actually, I recommend you start red buff and you gank bot because bot is good for Nunu, but it's also good for you, right? Think about it. You have Jinx and Nautilus versus Ezreal and Lux. If you know how this lane plays out, generally speaking, a general rule in League of Legends bot lane is that double range matchups push in melee supports early game. So you have a melee support, you have Nautilus. They have double ranged, right? Ezreal and Lux, they're ranged champions. So double ranged champions usually push in because they're ranged. Like they can easily auto attack the minions without getting hit back. But like if you think about Nautilus, if Nautilus wants to auto attack the minions, he's gonna get hit back by Lux and Ezreal, if that makes sense. So so there's a good chance your bot lane will be pushed in by the Ezreal and Lux. So when they're pushed in, that's gankable for you, right? It's the opposite of top lane. Top lane is your Kale will be pushed into her tower, but bot lane is the enemy will be pushing into your tower. It's the opposite. So you want to go where there's not all the time. It's not all time, but in this case, you have higher chance of success. Not only because of that, the other factor is you have a Nautilus Nautilus Jinx. That's a lot of gank setup, right? Nautilus can just hook one of them, CC them. Jinx can layer her traps after Nautilus hooks, right? And you just go in and Kayn doesn't really offer.
Yep.
Kayn's just damage, right? Yeah. And you just go in and do your damage. Yeah. So basically, what I hope you can see. What did I do? I'm making a plan for my early path, right? It's based off of a lot of factors, as you can see. Right? We look at the top matchup, we look at the bot matchup, we look at we think about what does the enemy jungler, what might they want to do, like what might I kind of thought what I think Nunu will do, at least in higher elo. I think he will gank bot early, and then we take in all those factors and then we make our plan. So yeah, didn't really talk about mid that much because this mid matchup looks pretty boring. It's Malzahar versus Alawi. Neither of them really offer much gank setup. Like Alawi has no CC. Malzahar just has a silence that is a skill shot silence. That's all he really has. And you yourself have no CC, so it's pretty hard for you to gank mid. It's okay for Nunu to gank mid because Nunu has CC himself. See, so Nunu has CC. You don't, so that's why for mid lane it's in Nunu's favor to gank, but for you mostly looking to counter gank mid lane, if that makes sense. That's kind of what you should be thinking. Yeah, not really to gank mid lane yourself. Yeah. So yeah, so we can start now. So I mean, like I'm just telling you, like my plan, my thought is I would start red, go bot. You start blue, that's fine. We can still look at what should you do, or things like that. What happens from starting blue? Yeah, go ahead, press play. Okay. And then you can do 2 times speed now, or 4. It depends on the game. So I didn't talk about level 1s actually. So there might be level 1s happening, especially when you look at you have a Nautilus, they have a Lux. Like there could be some level 1 fights in this, but we don't really need to talk about it unless I see it happen. Then we can. Oh, can you pause it for a second? Oh, so I'm guessing you pressed tab. Can you pause it? Can you go to the eyeball icon again?
The
under the red. Under red. Yeah. Click on the scoreboard and chat again. So try not to press tab. Like in the replays, it messes up the like the settings if you press tab.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Press play.
You want this 2 times speed or 1 times speed?
2 times speed for now. So pause right now. Pause. Let's look at bot. And it actually worked the opposite of what I told you. So your bot lane's actually pushing them in. Not supposed to work that way, but it can happen. And this is the ideal gank for Nunu right now. So the ward I told you about, like I told you level 1, I would have warded either of the entrances because this is ideal for Nunu. So if you had a ward, you would have defended your bot lane against that right now. Yeah, but top lane is working as I told you. See, look at top lane. I said Kayle just can't fight more. Like Kayle's so weak, so she should always be under her tower. So I'm probably not going to be able to gank her. So you're going top right now. There is one advantage, small advantage of you going top is that Mord can help you get the Scarlet Crab. But generally speaking, if Nunu wants the crab, Nunu gets the crab because Nunu has his Q. So there's no way you outsmite Nunu with Q, and he just like one-shots it with his Q smite. Generally speaking, you don't really want to fight with Nunu, at least for crabs. For crabs, you don't really want to fight with him. You want to trade with him. So if he takes top crab, you want bot crab, or vice versa. Yeah. So ideally, if you started the red buff now, right, you would be going bot. There's 2 advantages for you going bot right now. If you started red, one is you could gank bot, like I said, but in this case you can't really gank them because your bot lane is pushing, right? So, but the other advantage is you can't gank it. You can at least counter gank, because right now I think Nunu wants to go bot. So, right now you would be finishing your Raptors, right? See, you finishing your Wolves right now. The opposite would be you would be finishing your Raptors. And after you finish your Raptors, you're level 3, and you should skip your Wolves, Blue, and Gromp and go bot right now. Because you're anticipating a Nunu gank. So, jungling is also about anticipation. Like, you have to think, like, where is Nunu going to be? Let's look at mid lane. Yeah, Nunu's not going to gank mid lane, right? You're at the tower. Top lane is possible. Look at top. Remember, your top lane is pushing. So Nunu could look at this, but remember I said I don't think Nunu wants to gank top because Kayle offers nothing. So even if Nunu goes top, they're not going to kill Mord. So again, you have to think about what the enemy jungler wants to do. And in this case, I think this is silver, so again, I'll be wrong a lot of times in my predictions. But I think Nunu should be looking right now to gank bot. So as the Kayn, I would go there to counter it. But because you started blue, you don't really want to counter gank bot. Because you're gonna waste so much time. And if Nunu doesn't gank bot, you're just sitting there for nothing. Like, you have all your top camps. So in your game, right? In what's actually happening, you just keep going up. It's fine. Yeah. Go ahead, press play. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Ezreal, they actually kill without Nunu, it looks like. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, no, Nunu Nunu, he didn't do anything, right? But he was there, right? You saw that? Yeah. So, as I predicted, he was there. It didn't matter because they actually killed without Nunu, but yeah, you can see how my concepts still apply. That yeah, in a different game, you might be able to do something to counter gank that. Yeah, so this is the advantage you get. You get more to help you because yeah. Very nice. I think that's a mechanical misplay. Like you misjudged how your flash. Like you should. So I mean, you could see it right now already, right? Like you should have let him flash and just leave him alone.
Yeah.
But that's just mechanics. Like you misjudged how far he would have gone. Usually Nunu, especially with phase rush, they're gonna have Nimbus cloak. So after he flashes, he gets that extra movement speed. So it's pretty hard to catch a Nunu after he flashes. So especially you don't have Nimbus cloak, right? So generally speaking, yeah, when he flashes, usually you let him flash and save your flash usually. So here can you okay, good, that's good. Not only that, but I would have kept you should keep farming your Raptors at least if you want. Yeah, okay, yeah, good. You're good. If you recalled it, it would have been bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm guessing you did that for form, right?
To get orbs, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Oh, can you pause for a sec? Oh, I mean, this is a small thing, so let me tell you. It's about builds, which sometimes I talk about. Like, builds I don't think are too important, but they can be. So, in this game, I don't know, do you always go Core Drinker or Red Kayn?
Yeah, I don't really like the Prowler's Claw on Red Kayn. If I'm playing Prowler's Claw, I generally like to play Blue Kayn.
Okay. I would recommend it, but yeah, I can understand why you might not like it. there are some reasons why it's good. Gore Drinker, generally speaking, is kind of weak right now. Like it used to be good, but it's gotten like so many nerfs. But there are ways to think about it as well. Like a simple way to think about is Gore Drinker good is how many people can you hit, with the active, the AOE thing.
Right.
And in this game, it's not that many. Like it's about 2. Nunu and Alawi. So a lot of times Kayle, Ezreal, and Lux will be out of range for it in a lot of cases. So that's a simple way to think about it. So you're not going to get much value out of the Gore Drinker just because there's no one to really hit with it. Like you can hit like 2 people. At least I predict that you're not going to hit 3 people very often with it. So you're not getting that much value out of it. The Prowler's Claw is another build, so I recommend it, but I think the items are changing next patch anyways, and if you never played it before, I don't need to talk too much about it, but yeah, just something to think about. Again, I don't want to talk about it because they're changing the items next patch, so yeah, never mind.
I know they're buffing Gore Drinker as well next patch.
Oh yeah, I don't actually know the changes, but they're changing a lot, so I don't really want to talk about items too much. But yeah, sorry, go ahead. It's really not important right now. Yeah. So this becomes more gankable once Malzahar gets ult. But Alawi is one of the best 1v2ers or 1v5ers in the game. So.
If you want me to take it down to 1 times speed, Oh,
I'll let you know. Yeah, I think it's good now, but. Why are you doing it again though? So, okay, you have Mord. I like the first attempt. The second attempt, actually, the second attempt's okay because you have nothing else to do. I mean, you have your bot camps. But can I look at top? Kayle. Oh wait, Kayle. Yeah, I can see it. Look at mid. Okay, I like it because of Mord. Only because of Mord. Yeah, you're fine. Sorry. I don't know if you were pinging him to help you or you just expected him to help you, but.
Kind of had the expectation.
Okay, so I mean, Mord kind of missed. Oh, Mord didn't have ult or something. Oh, let's go back. Wait, now we play 1 time speed. Let's look at this. Go back. Does it use it? Oh, yeah. There's actually just a rewind button next to the play button that it goes back 15 seconds. Oh, no, here's good. Here's good. Go ahead. So, Mord actually doesn't have ult. I don't know if you knew that. I mean, you can check in the, you can check if he has ult or not. So, this is only good if Mord has ult. If Mord doesn't have ult, Malzahar doesn't have ult, then this does not look that good. So pause here. So this looks okay right now because you have Mord, right, and he doesn't have Kayle. The thing is, remember what I said about Scuttle Crabs? You don't really want to fight Nunu for Scuttle Crabs in general because he has his Q. You'll never outsmite him. Similarly, it kind of applies to Rifts and Dragons as well. You never want to try to get it if Nunu's around. So the reason I thought this was good was I thought Mord has ult. So if Mord has ult, he's supposed to just ult Nunu, so Nunu can't smite it. Like if Nunu's in Mord's ult, then that's fine. But since Mord does not have ult, this doesn't look that good anymore. Because can I look at the mid lane?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alawi has priority here. So you have Mordekaiser. Yes, that's your advantage right now. But if Alawi wants to move, she can. So you're gonna be losing in the mid priority. And then the fight becomes more. It's not free for either team, I would say. Like it's close, but Basically, you're not. There's a good chance you don't get Rift just because it's Nunu. So the fight is okay. The fight, if there's a fight, I don't know. I'm pretty sure people died. I forgot what happened, but the thing is, Rift is not in your favor just because Nunu has his Q. I think Mord could have zoned him better, but can I see it again? Where the Rift fight? Yeah, Mord could have zoned him better. So I'm not gonna blame him too much here. Like I think if Mord zoned him better, but hard to say. Let's press play. Let's see how it happens here. Yeah. For now, it looks okay. But not that good. Yeah, because Mord could zone him, but then Alawi could come, so it's not looking good. And then it's not good. Yeah, and then see what happens here. You queued in to try to get the Rift, right? And that costs you everything because when Kayn queues in, right? How does he leave? He has ult and E, yes, but there's no walls where you queued, and you have to ult, and that's as you see, you die. So yeah. Would not. I like it if Mord had ult. If Mord does not have ult, I don't like that play. Or I like it if you had mid priority too, but you did not have mid priority. So you see what I'm doing? I'm making all these like checks. I'm checking this, checking that. I'm checking does Mord have ult. I'm checking does mid have priority. Things like that. I'm checking if will Kayn move later. Like Kayn was farming minions, right? But it doesn't take her that long to move to the Rift, which she did. So you make all the checks and you kind of calculate, can I do this or not? But I'll agree. It was kind of difficult for me to calculate it all. So I can understand you making the mistake to call that. Yeah. This is.
You want to slow this down?
Yeah. Go back to when you like start the dragon, I think, and then 1 time speed. So. Pause. So why are you even doing this dragon, actually?
Sorry?
Why are you even doing this dragon? Oh, did you? Okay, Kale's top now. Now this looks better, but why are you doing it in the first place? Can you go back, actually? I don't remember why you even started this. Was it you died and came back from base?
Yeah.
And then you went straight to dragon?
No, I farmed Wolves, Scrump, and then went to dragon.
Oh. When you're doing dragon, they're both top lane. There's more TP down here? Let's see. Let me look up. Okay, so right now, I need to go back again, so I need to pay attention. It actually matters, like, before this.
Further back?
Yeah, one more, go back. Okay, press play. And can I look at bot lane? Look at bot lane. Okay, so you don't have priority bot lane. Look at mid lane, I think you have priority mid lane. Okay. Oh, but then allow you TP, so not really. They should clear that pretty fast. Oh, do you look to gank bot? No, you just okay. Pause here. So yeah, I don't see why you're doing this because you don't have an like. What's your advantage here? Actually, Mord is moving down, so that's your advantage right now. But other than Mord, what's your advantage? You don't actually have an advantage right now. Your Jinx is back there, right? So, I'm not saying this is... Again, these are all really close to like 50-50s, like the Rift and the Dragons. They're all like 50-50s, so I don't know why you're doing these 50-50s, if that makes sense. Like, this is a similar situation to the Rift. You have mid-prio, you don't have bot prio. Yeah. Like, so you're like 50-50, right? You have prio in one lane, you don't have prio in the other lane. But like, again, Nunu outsmites you. Granted, yes, Malzahar is pretty good peel, right? Malzahar can ult Nunu, right? To prevent Nunu from stealing. But you're just like you're risking the fight. Right now, Lux. I mean, again, I'll be honest. Like, it looks okay, but it doesn't look good or bad to me right now. Like, I just don't know why you want to risk these fights when you could pick a better situation, if that makes sense. Let me see. Like, maybe go for the crab first. Wait for your Jinx. Like, if you do those things, the situation gets better. If that makes sense. Like, you get the crab. That's gold for you, and that's the crab buff for if you do fight a dragon. It's nice to have that crab, the movement speed buff, right? If you and while you do the crab, you give Jinx time to come, right? Right now Jinx is not here, so like that's a better situation, you know. Right now you're doing it. You're not giving yourself the maximum advantage that you could be, if that if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like again, like I'm saying, this is not bad right now. But right now it looks like 50-50. If you took crab and waited for Jinx, I think you change the odds to like 60-40. You know, so obviously you want the better the odds, the better, right? So that's all. That's all I would have to say. You can press play. Looks. Okay, looks good for you because Mord actually. So yeah, I like that you go off because right now you're waiting for Mord. Okay, and very messy.
It's very messy.
Yeah. Okay, nice job though, you guys. It works out for you, but very messy. So I just imagine, I think you guys fought a little bit in that dragon pit, right? And Lux lasered you guys. So
Yeah.
like I said, if you got the scuttle crab, that would have helped you a little bit. You guys win anyways. Yeah, mainly because Mord came down here actually, like because Kale's up there, but Mord came to stop Alawi. So Alawi couldn't stop you guys at the dragon. So that's the main reason why. But Mord was, when you were doing dragon, Mord was not actually there yet. So like it still makes sense to do the scuttle crab first. That's waiting for Jinx and it's waiting for Mord. Yeah. Oh, huh, unfortunate. You smited Nunu?
Yeah, I was a little bit mad about that one.
Yeah, happens. See, and then this crab's still here. Do you get it? You might. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you might. Okay. I would have fought Nunu there just for the orbs. Is there any reason you didn't fight him?
I felt like Alawi just probably gonna collapse on me there.
Okay, so I remember what I said about Alawi and Malzahar is they're immobile, like they're slow. They don't move very fast. So you could have fought Nunu and then just you have all these walls near you. You could just Q over a wall later, like auto attack Nunu, but don't Q into him if that makes sense. Just for the orbs. Just for the orbs. Doesn't really cost you anything. You're not gonna kill him. He's not gonna kill you. That's kind of how it would go in that sense.
What happened to us, Kayn? We used to be so good together.
I hate the way you sing. Why keep them waiting?
Look at no.
Sorry.
Look at mid. Look at mid. Probably wanna. Okay, I think you're going there anyways. So okay, press play. Well, 1 time speed, I think. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. You can queue over this wall, right here, down there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I guess I'll cool down. I guess you're. Why did you do that? You're close to form. Why
Yeah, I have blue form already because of that.
Okay.
So now it's switch timer.
The problem with that is this. I guess you win this fight anyways, though. So yeah, I wouldn't have recommended you ulti Kale up there because the rift. So you know when your first ult, you did it early game, right? You ulti Kale top on your first clear.
Yeah.
I said that was good. That was good because you're not going to use your ult for anything else anyways. Like I didn't see you be needing it. In this case, it's not that good because there was a rift. So you probably want your ult for the rift, if that makes sense. So think about when it's worth using it for orbs. In this case, I don't think it was, but I mean, it works out for you. You guys just like ace them, so it doesn't really matter in this game. But for future games, you should think about that. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't see you.
How interesting.
Okay.
I literally forgot I had form. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how. But somehow.
Okay. Okay, go back. Go back.
Go back.
I pause here. Let me see. Can I look at the mid lane?
Yeah.
I would be looking to fight this because I didn't know how much gold you had, but when I saw you back, all you bought was a longsword and a pink ward. That's not worth it. You could look to fight this. You could farm your raptors, do anything else. Because again, longsword and a pink ward doesn't do anything. I mean, it really like it does a little bit, but it doesn't really do much. Here you're red K now, so here is when you're really strong. You can 2v3 this with Mordekaiser. Like, yeah. All right. There's a good chance they run away, but that's fine too. You're buying your team control of the map at least. You backing it just doesn't do anything. So, I'm saying if you go mid, I don't think you really kill them or anything like that. You might, but like I see, Mord has no ult, so probably not. I don't think. Yeah, Alawi has ult. There's no way you actually win this, but you can like I said, you could like take control of the map if that makes sense if you fight them here.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I don't think you kill them. I don't think they kill you. I think you just this is kind of like the Nunu thing. I think you just fight them just cause you get like little advantages, and then after that, go do your Raptors and maybe I think that's about it. Is your Krug? Someone died at Krug's? Wait, Kale? Wait,
Yeah, kill.
how did Kale die at Krug's? Jinx?
Mouse.
Oh, Malzahar. And you can also I forgot that's your Malzahar. So after you fight mid, you could take Raptors, and after you take Raptors, you kind of want to hover your Malzahar because Malzahar right now is really really pushed. So there's a good chance the enemy goes to stop him, and when the enemy goes to stop him, you come in right and you're like counter ganking. You're helping your Malzahar in that case. But recalling just doesn't do anything. So if you had more gold, like I'm guessing you're going Cleaver. If you had enough gold for Cleaver, I would agree with the recall. But just because of what you bought. That you just bought a longsword. I don't agree with the recall here.
Nowhere to run.
Go back. You can go back. 15. Okay, here's fine. Here's fine. Okay, pause here, pause here. You have... Can I look at your mid lane? Your mid lane, sorry. Okay. Look at you again. Okay, so the W is fine. Actually, do you hit the W? Press play again. Sorry, play again. And then get ready to pause. Okay. Yeah, pause here. So it's this Q is the problem. Everything was fine until this Q, basically. So, wait, actually, my W. Go back again. Sorry, I didn't see it. These are really small mistakes. Yeah, okay. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, generally speaking, this Q was bad because you should expect Lux to have her Q soon. If she should, I mean, she didn't even use it. I don't think so. If she didn't have it, she should.
She used it when I hopped over the wall.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, can you click her? We can see her Q. I don't know. Oh, 5 seconds. Okay, never mind. I don't blame you. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah, it looks looking okay. It's what do you call it? You have to know your damage. Like, do you have enough to kill her? To be fair, I think if she did not have exhaust, you had a good chance of killing her. So
they also used heal there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I don't really blame you for that play. Like, yeah. No, go ahead. You're good.
Do you want me to rewind that? Or
Yeah.
sorry.
So they're doing Baron. 2 of you. More no TP. Okay. Okay. I think you could have made the wall. Could you have not made the wall with your E? You go back for the E usage. Was it gonna run out or where did you? You took the portal, right? And you E right here?
Yeah.
So why didn't you E through the red buff? The red wall.
Walls.
Yeah, this wall right here.
Let me rewind it.
You E right now, and you can go through all the red walls. Or right now, you can still go through the red wall and then into the Baron pit. Even here, I think you can still make it. Like, you're still in the wall in there. Oh, was it? Oh, it's you didn't know the timing. Okay. I respect your try. I respect your try. But I would have just gone straight in. Like you took like a roundabout path, a slower path in. Yeah, just go straight in because you need to. You don't actually know how much HP the Baron is. You need to see it as soon as possible. Yeah, and then you.
I think we had vision on.
Oh, you had vision on the Baron? Then you should have just went straight in. Yeah, you should just went straight in. Yeah. Not only that, even if you don't go straight in, you should go straight in initially.
I'll pause so you
yeah.
can talk.
Okay, you should go straight in initially to the Baron because the more time you have on your E, the better, right? So you can go straight into the Baron with your E, and then you can dance around the Baron wall with your E timer until it's gonna go on cooldown, right? So either way, you should go straight rather than your around path. Yeah. Okay, and let's look at this fight. Go back. How did this start? You guys are like setting up for Dragon, I guess.
It's not me.
I mean, your team, sorry. Well, yeah, your team's setting up for Dragon. Okay. Why are you so far back? Oh.
It's Kale. There was a TP in this bush.
Okay, yeah, the replay doesn't show that. Oh, nice.
We're not going to talk about this. Okay?
Okay. I mean,
Bro would not stop running.
that's fine.
We can talk about this if you want. But
No, I think you're fine. Well, I'm pretty sure I would have probably done that too. Yeah, I think you're fine. So the way Red Kayn works, generally speaking, is like yes, you can fight in like a 1v3 and be alive for a long time, but eventually they will kill you, if that makes sense. So it's good to notice that situation and just leave. Like who is that? Is that Jinx? Oh, so I don't know if you think you could peel your Jinx, then I think you should fight that. But I don't think.
I guess 4.
I think she was screwed. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure we could replay it to see. You want to go back? Let's see if we can. But I agree with you. I think she was screwed. Let's see. Where's Jinx? Oh, Jinx is in base right now. Wait. Oh, yes. Play. Okay, let's see when Jinx comes. Play until Jinx comes. Basically. Oh, that's Malzahn. Oh, Jinx is here now. Yeah. Never mind. I thought.
And
But here,
I do play her to go away.
Oh, here you should be going to the Jinx. No, here you can actually fight with the Jinx. So go back. Well, I don't know your cooldowns. Go back and then click on Kayn so we know your cooldowns. Yeah, press. Don't care about the Malzahn. We care about the Jinx. So, and click on Kayn. So we use okay. Yeah, here. No, pause for now. Here you should be going to the Jinx. You're not going to the Jinx. You're going up. Let's look down. I think there's 4 people, right? Is it?
Yeah, Lux is here. Stun vision.
Yeah, but your Jinx is fed. You are fed. I think you guys got a pretty good shot at this because it's 4 people, but they're not actually all 4 together. At least not yet. So, at the very least, I'm not saying you win. At the very least, you don't lose, if that makes sense. Like at the very least, Jinx you get Jinx to safety. Like the tower's not that far. The tower's not that far for you guys. So, go in there, frontline for her. Maybe she autos back and they have to run away, or maybe she just runs away. Either way, that it should work better than if you don't go, she just dies. If that makes sense. So, but the reason I want you to go here is not to fight like 2v4. The reason I want you to go here is just to get your Jinx out, which I think you can. This is Nunu's Snowball, right? So after Snowball, he just has his E. You eat the E, like. You eat the E, so she doesn't get rooted. Like it's fine if you get rooted. You're not gonna die. You have your E is 8 seconds, right? By the time you eat the snowball or you eat the E, like you frontline and you fight Nunu, your E will be off cooldown pretty soon. So by the time Lux and like Alawi come, you have your E to just leave, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Go ahead. Oh, he actually gets rooted, so it's even easier for her to. And you still, so yeah, if you were there, you would stop like them from reaching Jinx.
Yeah.
Let's look there though. Okay.
Look where, sir?
Why did you back? I'm just wondering.
I saw so many people in the jungle and they're pushing tower.
Can I see your gold? Press X. So we press X, we get to see how much gold you have. No, on the keyboard, like oh yeah, there you go. Oh, you have a lot of gold. Okay. Well, let me see. You have the thing why I like not backing is you have a really good angle right now. Let me see the tower. Can I see the? Who is that? Alawi? Alawi and
yeah.
I don't blame you for backing just because you have so much gold. But you also see why you have this flanking kind of angle. And if you go there right now, there's a good chance you stop them from taking the tower. Because you understand, right? You just like knock them up near the tower, and they're not going to kill you. They're not going to hit you because the tower is going to hit them back as well, right? And you're Red Kayn, like they don't kill you. At least not these two. Like I think Kale's back there and Lux, right? But at least these two are not going to kill you. Nunu's low too, right? Nunu's pretty low, so you could defend this. again, but also I don't really blame you for backing. So if you don't back, I think you defend this tower. If you back, you buy, or you have 2,400 gold. That's a lot of gold. So you get a big power spike, and if they want your mid, if they want the inhibitor tower, you will ace them there. The thing is, in higher elos, they're not going to go for that inhibitor tower. Like it's a general rule that you don't go for inhibitor towers unless they're free. Like they're not worth going for. That's kind of the macro concept of in League, that don't go for inhibitor towers unless it's like free. This is the second turret. Yeah, those are fine, but the inhib towers usually you never go for them unless it's free. And if it's higher elo, they know it's not free because you're alive, right? You're really strong right now, and you can stop that. Either right now you can flank them, or right what you're doing. You're basing right now. You're gonna recall. You're gonna have home guards. You have the hex text gates. Like they're not supposed to go for the inhib towers. So that's why I want you to stop them now, because you're not gonna have the chance to stop them later. They're supposed to recall after this tower. Yeah. Go ahead, press play though. Let's see. I mean, they might go greed for the inhib tower. Yeah, and here you had Mort too. Mort's pretty strong. He's 6'2". Like, he's strong himself, so you and Mort can do a lot. So they do greed, and that it works here. Yeah. Like I said though, they're not supposed to. So yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's still a 2 for 2 for now. How's it going?
We lost that fight, by the way.
You lost. Wow, I'm surprised. How did? Let's replay them. They didn't even have Ezreal, so you shouldn't have lost this. Let's see. Okay. It's probably because you guys all stood in the Alawi thing, I'm guessing. So looking good. So once that's Alawi's ult, I believe. Once Alawi ults, you guys need to leave. That's it looks like you guys don't know what or don't respect Alawi. Yeah. The only reason it was good. It's the only reason you guys lose is the Alawi. Maybe Kayle, I don't know. Kayle is strong late game too, but I think you just lose because of Alawi. So you won that fight initially when you got the new Lux. Then after that, all your whole team just needs to just go back. Because Alawi, not only Alawi, Kayle can ult Alawi or herself. Either one is pretty good for Kayle as well. So yeah. Oh, actually, we'll pause here. So I didn't even notice it's 28 minutes. So I usually stop the reviews at, I guess you're playing Kayn, so it's different, yeah. But usually I stop the reviews at like 15 to 20 minutes actually, because that's where all the jungle coaching applies. Right now I'm not really coaching you on jungle anymore. Like we're talking about different topics now, like late game team fights, late game rotations, right? Like I told you to recall for that tower because they should not push the inhib. Like this is all late game stuff. It's not really related to jungle. So I usually stop here, and because if you play the early 15 minutes well, like this late game stuff doesn't matter that much as long as you know what to do. You might not know what to do, but as long as you generally know what to do, then yeah. Or what I'm saying is, like, if you have a good early game, the late game doesn't matter that much. So I usually focus on the early 15 minutes. Now let's look. I mean, this is a pretty interesting game. That's fair. This game is actually pretty interesting because you guys, it's really close, right? It's a really close game. You guys are close in gold. You're at soul point. Your team scales really well, but so does the enemy team. So I can see. Yeah, I guess I was really interested in this game. Maybe that's why I didn't notice it was already 27 minutes. But I usually stop here. But since we're almost done, I guess we might as well finish. I would say, yeah. Unless we might as well finish, honestly. Oh, yeah, pretty even fights too.
Feels busy murdering my entire team.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Kale. No one really outskills more than Kale generally. I mean, there's some champions that come close to him.
What happened to us, Kayn?
I mean, your team scales, but not as well as theirs. That makes sense. Like you scale well. Jinx, Malzahar, they scale pretty well. But not as well as a Kale.
Yeah.
And then Ezreal's been fed this whole game, so that's also a kind of a problem as well. Go back, can we go back here? 1 time speed. Okay. You're doing this with Nautilus. Oh, you're doing this with Nunu. Wait, oh, it's bugged. I don't know how much HP the dragon has, but.
6,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah, why again? You're breaking the rules again with Nunu, right? I said if Nunu is there, don't do scuttle crabs, don't do rifts, don't do dragons. Generally speaking. This case even more so because where are your carries? Your carries are in base. Jinx and Malzahar, they're in base. Yes, Kale is top. That's good for you, but the later the game goes, the less damage Red Kayn does. So the later the game goes, especially if you're not going Prowler's Claw. So the later the game goes, you transition. You're more of a tank. You think of yourself as you're a tank for your team as Red Kayn. So right now you are a tank. Nautilus is a tank. What do you guys do? You guys don't do much against champions. Like you can do even against the dragon. You don't really do it that fast. The two of you. So this is just gonna take too long, and Nunu's here, so you have to leave once you see him. Let's see what you're doing here. I think you're dancing with the dragon. Yeah, and then allow it ult. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. It's just not good. You need to, let's see. You need to have at least high damage here for the dragon or for the team fight. Or at least have Mordekaiser here, because remember why Mordekaiser is so good? You can ult Nunu away, right? So the dragon's yours if Mord ults Nunu. But if you don't have those rules fulfilled, then don't do it. You could defend the dragon, like you could dance around the dragon, but you don't actually want to do the dragon in these kind of cases. Now you have to wait another 6 minutes. I forgot, it's 5-6 minutes for the next dragon. 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. And that's kind of one of your biggest win cons is the Dragon Soul, because you guys are getting outscaled by Kale, but like Dragon Soul can help you bridge that gap. Like if you have that soul, then you can kind of match Kale in power, at least better, a little better. This is a Baron, be a Baron setup. Oh, there we got it. Yeah, I don't think we could actually. Oh, I see. Go back here. I mean, I guess you lose here, right? You can go back here though. And you probably already lost anyways, but what's going on here? They took Baron, right?
Yeah.
Who's fighting? They're fighting here? Oh, kill Nautilus for free. Here you're just on defense mode. There's no fight. Because of Nautilus basically. So yeah, here's your mistake. You fought here when you don't have Nautilus, right? So even with Nautilus, you guys probably lose a lot of team fights. So why would you fight here when you don't have Nautilus? I think you're fighting here because you see them all grouped and you're Red Kayn, so you think anytime they're grouped, it's a good fight for Red Kayn. Yeah, that's kind of true, but you gotta notice how behind you are right now in terms of well, everything really. Look at it's gold, scaling, and Nautilus is dead, so it's 45. So even though it looks good for you, it's a 45. And it's late game right now, so if they kill you here, they win, right? Because there's a good chance they kill you here because you can see their combo is really strong. What's their main combo? It's Alawi ult with Kayle ult. Like Kayle can ult. It's either she ults Alawi, so the Alawi ult stays on the field, or there's a good chance Alawi doesn't even need Kayle's ult. Actually, Alawi, her items are pretty garbage. Like she looks kind of poor. Alawi actually looks really poor. So Kayle ults Alawi because Alawi should be tankier than this, but Alawi doesn't have much gold right now. So Kayle ults Alawi to cover that weakness, right? And then what do you guys do? You're just eating the Alawi ult the whole time. You can't stop it. Alawi's Kayle ulted. Not only that, Kayle is really fed, autoing you guys this whole time, right? So not the kind of fight you want. You want here. You want they have Baron too. Like here, you want to wait for Nautilus, or at least the tower. Let me think. No, you can't. Well, they're gonna kill your mid tower. You want to make a last stand at the Nexus towers. Your 2 Nexus turrets. So you give up mid. I would also say you give up mid inhibitor here, and you make your last stand at the. You fight. It's similar to when I asked you why are you starting the dragon. If you remember the first, I think it was the first dragon. I asked you why are you starting the dragon. You should do the scuttle crab first. Like choose a better fight if that makes sense. Choose a better fight if you can. And here the better fight would be at the Nexus turrets. Yeah. But again, I understand why you take this fight. Like it looks kind of good for Red Kayn. They're all grouped. You can hit multiple people with your Q. You can hit multiple people with your W. Right. You're a team where I think your carries are. Well, Jinx is dead. I don't know how she died, but
Jinx just died.
Yeah. It's a pretty good position. Like if your carries are on the other side of the wall, like Jinx can auto over the wall. Like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And same with Malzahar, right? They can auto over the wall. It looks pretty good, but again, just because of how much gold and how much they outscale you, and that Nautilus is dead, I would say don't take this right here. Yeah.